The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Knicks and Cavs. Deuce McBride played a season-high 16 minutes to Obi Toppin. Knicks, great bench play tonight. Julius Randle and the Knicks able to hold on down the stretch. Randle finished with 18. Jalen Brunson, 23 points and a key assist here to Randle down the stretch. Knicks snap a 5-game home losing streak. Their best defensive performance of the year as they win 92-81. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pito along with Alan Hahn and Wally Szczerbiak turning back the clock here on the style of play. It's not the 1990s, but it looked like that watching the game. And Wally, Knicks got it done with defense and rebounding.
I noticed there wasn't as much get the ball off the floor so fast, pace, pace, pace. I noticed at the beginning of this game, the Knicks controlled the pace of this game a little bit more because you don't want to get into a track meet with a guy like Donovan Mitchell and Garland on the other end of the floor. Having said that, you know, the Knicks were solid on defense. The Cavs, they did not look like themselves. I mean, we've seen them play at a high level. That offense is a high-octane offense. They miss Jared Allen a ton. When you don't have your rim protector, this is why the Knicks really miss Mitch. When he wasn't in there, that makes a big difference, getting you those extra possessions, setting you those big screens when you're those guards. Those guards couldn't get any breathing room. They missed a lot of makeable shots, and the Knicks came away with a monster win that they really needed.
Really needed, Wally. Really needed. Cannot emphasize that enough, because after yesterday afternoon's performance, that was one of those, you were glad you had a game the very next day so you can get that taste out of your mouth, and they did in this game. Coming into this game, the Knicks were allowing over 120 points per game at home this season. That is the most by opponents in any road arena in the league right now, and that's unacceptable, of course, here in New York. So you follow that up by having your best defensive performance of the season, so you'll take that. But as Wally mentioned, the Jared Allen effect, not having him in this game, the Knicks are number 2 in the league in paint scoring. The Cavs are number 2 in the league in paint defense with Jared Allen.
Yeah.
Without Jared Allen, the Knicks were able to get to their 56 points per game in the paint in this game. A huge part of it because neither team could make a three, and because no one could shoot the ball well, rebounding was huge in this game, and that also major factor, plus 15 for the Knicks.
As we take a look at some of the numbers for Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell, 8 for 22. Darius Garland, their other starting guard, 5 for 19. 34.9% is the worst the Knicks opponent has shot all season long. You see, as Alan talked about, the rebounding for the Knicks key, as was points in the paint. We're now joined by Immanuel Quickley. Immanuel, congrats on the win. First time all year you guys have held the other team to under 100 points. How'd you do it?
Man, guys are playing hard. Defensive effort. You know, we haven't been able to put on a defensive clinic like we wanted to, but I feel like we did that today. Guys were helping each other, and everybody was on a string. So, you know, that's what it takes to win.
Hey, Quick, you know, obviously the defense and how you guys guard, but it also, to get the stop, you got to get the rebound. You guys were plus 15 on the boards in this game. You yourself had 5 rebounds in this game. Can you just talk about that effort? And when you saw yesterday's game, rebounding was an issue.
Yeah, just trying to do anything we can to win. Whether it's, you know, it's not always scoring. Sometimes it's, you know, like you said, getting rebounds. Some charges today, guys diving on the floor. So just trying to do the dirty work, you know, to try to get you some wins.
Immanuel, we've been really impressed with how you're getting into the paint, getting by your defender, and using the pick and roll. Is that something that you consciously went into this season thinking, I want to improve at?
Yeah, but just trying to get better in every way possible. Obviously, you know, trying to get to the rim. I feel like I'm known for my shooting, but just trying to get to the rim. That way I can create for myself and also open up things for my teammates, because I have great teammates that can shoot. So just trying to, you know, show every facet of my game.
Immanuel, hey, thanks so much for joining us. Congrats. We'll see you Wednesday night when you guys host Atlanta.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, guys, so quickly, 6 of 8, really efficient from the floor, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 12 points. He was key tonight.
He was really key, and he's been solid all season long, and he got the freedom to be the guy to take ownership of that second unit in the bench, because he was the point guard that was running the show. No Derrick Rose today. You know, Deuce McBride's going to come in there, and he's going to play defense. He's going to help a little bit off the ball, the ball handling duties, but it was Immanuel Quickley's job to run the team, and he did an outstanding job of it. And he absolutely exposed the backcourt of the Cleveland Cavaliers, which there are question marks about their defense. Donovan Mitchell and Garland. Put them in pick and roll, make them defend. And Immanuel Quickley, look at these plays. He's just living in the paint.
Did it
hitting
all.
buckets
All he
for
had to
himself.
take 8 shots.
And you
Didn't
know,
have to take 8 shots, didn't have to force the threes, would have taken the threes if they were there. But he read the game perfectly. He saw that he could get in the paint whenever he wanted. I mean, Mitch is setting great screens. They're not a great pick-and-roll defensive team. Kevin Love's out there trying to help on pick-and-roll. So Emmanuel quickly just attacked. He got to the basket. I've been so impressed with that part of his game. That's the evolution from year 1 to year 2 to now year 3, that he's really improved his floor game as a floor general and as a point guard, and it's been very important to help this team, especially today.
Maturing of his game, I think, too, is right, because you're saying that he didn't settle, didn't take a 3.
No.
Didn't take a 3.
That's fine.
Never mind, like, not you know, he
I mean,
didn't
if you
take
get
a
whatever
3.
you want getting to the basket.
That's it. And we talked about the points in the paint, and that it's a big part of it. All of his points were in the paint for him, and he had a really nice touch off the glass going in this game. He had rhythm. And, you know, it's you know, Quickly is a guy that will watch other players play and how they do things, and can I do that? And being around Jalen Brunson, he might be watching him and saying, well, he gets into the paint, gets easy ones. I can do the same thing, and he's proven to do that without having to take threes. He did have a couple that he passed up on. So, no, I don't take this one. No. I'll take it into the paint as well. So I just think it's the evolution of his game. And as I asked him as well, 5 rebounds from the guard position is a very good number, especially for a guy coming off the bench.
Very interesting. Derrick Rose, as Wally alluded to, didn't play at all. Neither did Cam Reddish.
Yeah.
So Quickly played 24 minutes. We had good minutes. The Knicks got good minutes from Deuce McBride. And Brunson in obviously the starting lineup, 23 points. Here's a key thing to me. The Knicks up 18 in the first half, only up by 3 at the half, but Cleveland was never able to take the lead, and Brunson had a lot to do with that.
No, Brunson was great down the stretch of the game, too. The way he organized the team. It got to about 5, was the closest that Cleveland could get it to. I think they really relied on their defense. The Knicks got stops. How about the only 2 threes in the first half that the Knicks made? They were 2 for 16 from the three-point line. It was Jalen Brunson knocked them down. 2 tough ones, too. They were step backs. You know, I think Jalen's dealing with a little bit of a nagging injury here and there. He's put his body through a lot this first quarter of the season, but he's a gamer. I mean, that's exactly what he is. He's going to play. He's going to step up. He backed up his words that he said in the press conference yesterday, saying we needed to want that game more than the other team. I think they looked like they wanted this game more than Cleveland. And Jalen Brunson likes going up against Donovan Mitchell. He has a lot of success against Donovan Mitchell. Had success in the playoffs last year. Took him in the post a few times down the stretch. Donovan tried to get the flop right there. Jalen Brunson took the easy 2. I love the way he plays out of the post, too. At the end of the fourth quarter, he was posting up. He was getting the defense to come collapse on him, finding guys for easy buckets and easy shots. That's good intuition offense down the stretch of the game.
Remember in the pregame, we were talking about his postgame comments from yesterday about team wanting it more than us, talking also about the pressure on the players on Tom Thibodeau as well, losing 5 in a row at home. And I said in the pregame, let's see if the leaders follow up now and step up and play a big game in a game like this today. He certainly did that. And this is one of those guys, Bill, he's just emerging as a leader on this team, not just in scoring, but as a voice and as a presence.
Been really good when these games have been tight down the stretch. The only thing he hasn't done yet is hit a game-winning shot. Maybe that is to come. All right, coming up, guys at the Wally Wall and also the post-game comments from Tom Thibodeau. The Knicks now 11-13 overall as they snap that 5-game home losing skid.
The Knicks post-game show was presented by Audi. Visit your tri-state area Audi dealer today.
A much-needed win for the Knicks over Cleveland. Next up, Atlanta in town. Wednesday pregame at 7, game at 7:30. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Go. Over now to the Wally Wall with Alan and Wally, guys.
Thank you, Bill. All right, so in a game like this where there's not a lot of scoring, there's not going to be a lot of great offensive moments, but that puts a lot of pressure when the moment matters most. So we're going to show you a couple of opportunities for the Knicks that they capitalized on, making important on opportunities, including this last possession at the end of the third quarter, where instead of settling for a bad shot, we get a great finish.
Yeah, and this was a big basket. It was a 6-point game. Cleveland was kind of pushing the Knicks a little bit. Get the ball into Randall. Randall gets it to quickly, frees it there. Now there's the defender, falls down. So now it's a 2-on-1, and Mobley here comes up to pick up Emmanuel Quickly, which leaves Julius Randle cutting to the basket wide open. And this is an example we've been talking about Quickly making the right decision as a point guard. Draws this defender, gets Randle an advantage getting to the basket, knows how much time is on the clock, 2.6 seconds. You don't have to settle for a deep 3 and a rushed shot. Get Randall an opportunity to get to the basket.
the
No
paint wide
shot
open.
blocker. Paint's
Right.
wide open. That's a huge 2 points to go into the fourth quarter to get an 8-point lead over a 6-point lead. Much better to have that extra little cushion going into the fourth, and that was a big-time play. I'm telling you, Emmanuel Quickley's IQ, no pun intended, as the point guard and floor general, it's really good right now. It's through the roof.
Yeah, and also what's important when you're trying to lock down that win and put an end to a losing streak, especially in your own building, good possessions late, good execution late, and some patience here by Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson just put the ball in his hands. Let him read the defense. He can attack the defense and make a play. He's not going to force. Here he backs his man down. He's got a little bit of a – that's a tough defender. Freeze it there. Now here comes Obi Toppin. He doesn't like staying outside for the three, so he cuts right in front of Donovan Mitchell. Now Donovan Mitchell, I don't know what he's thinking on this play. Like this, you have to force this defender. You have to step in front of him, force him to cut behind you. You can't just let a guy just have a naked cut straight through the paint. I mean, that is just no bueno. And then Jalen Brunson does a good job of finding Obi cutting. Obi's a good slasher. This is what he should do at times when he's not comfortable knocking down the three. He was 0 for 2 at this point, knocking down the three-point shots. So get yourself an easy one like that and cut to the basket, because Jalen Brunson's going to attract a lot of attention. All the eyes are going to go to him. In the scouting report, they're going to double him when he gets the ball in the post and he has a few dribbles and looks like he's getting into his move. So there's opportunity to get some cuts and some slashes for some easy baskets like Obi did.
All right, well, a day after one of the most frustrating losses of the season, a little bit of a happier recap of this game. We get the thoughts from the Knicks head coach, Tom Thibodeau, presented by Chase.
You know, I thought, you know, we sustained the effort, you know, from start to finish, and they put a lot of pressure on you. You can't let your guard down, but I like the way we played. I thought we played very unselfish offensively, and it was a good win.
Were there any notable changes you made besides obviously rotation?
Not really. You know, that's probably the biggest thing. You know, it was just you know, a little bit of the rotation. I thought, and the same thing. Like the game before, you know, we had a bad stretch in the third quarter, and when a team makes 9 threes, they could blow a game open on you, and they did. And so, not having that, and you know, trusting each other, I thought guys, you know, moved the ball so there was rhythm, and that was the biggest thing, is just keep making plays for each other.
Why'd you go McBride over Derek?
Just where we were, back to back. It's, you know, it's been a lot of games. If you add, you know, the entire November in 5 back-to-backs, so you just get Deuce in there and see what it looked like.
So that was just a one game thing?
Yeah, just we'll see where we are. Yeah.
Cam didn't play. Anything specific about
No,
that?
just coach's decision. You know.
Have you not liked what he's
And it's more like rotation. I wanted to get it to where it's a 9-man rotation and worked a lot better. So just be ready.
I apologize for jinxing yesterday, asking about the traveling stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm blaming you.
What was there anything in particular that's happened over basketball games with that?
You know, obviously there's an emphasis on it by the league, and so, you know, the thing is, and again, I want to look at the film. I think it's good for the most part, except I think you have to be consistent in the way in which you call it, and so you can't do it for one team, and if it's tight for one team, it's got to be tight for the other team.
Is it safe to say that's what the technical was about?
Yes. Yes.
Do you think some of the calls were not accurate tonight? Some of the travels?
No, because look, I'm all for enforcing the rules. I am, and I know. I thought we had a good crew. I thought they're being told to call it a certain way, and so I think I know what the intent is. I think that is good, but it can't be. You can't pick and choose it, and I want to see a consistency to it. If I see the consistency, there will not be any complaining by me.
They're consistent tonight?
Huh? I don't know. I want to look at the film before but that's the biggest thing. It's like there were, I don't know, someone said 13 travels in the game, right? And so, you know, if we're calling it that, and look, you know, like if in FIBA, they tell you like the ball's got to be out of your hand when you lift your pivot foot. So it's pretty cut and dry how they call it, right? So if we're calling it like that, which is the way it's intended to be called, call it like that. You know, giving guys 3, 4 steps, I'm not for that. I don't think anyone is. You know, but you know, the referee's got a tough job. I understand that, but you know, I don't really care if it's tight or loose. I just want it the same way for both teams.
Did you do anything at halftime differently today?
No, not really.
What did you think of the third quarter?
You're just more consistent. You know, play tougher with the lead. You know, part of that is probably, you know, less people in the rotation too. You know, so that gives you better rhythm. So that's part of the reason why we went to 9.
You had done that at the beginning of the West Coast trip?
Yeah, and we played well that way.
Right, you had 2 wins there, but then you went back to 10. Why did you go back to 10 there, and why did you feel like going back to 9?
Well, the tough thing is, like, you got to make a decision, okay, who are the 9. And there's guys that are deserving to be in there. And, you know, you're trying to stretch it a little bit to see until there's more clarity to it. And then once there is, and you have the information, now you got to make the decision. So that's what we did. And we're always going to do what we think is best for the team. So I want to prioritize that. And that doesn't mean it's permanent. It just means that's where we are right now. Whatever gives us the best chance to win, that's what we're going to do.
How much of Reddish not playing tonight had to do with just as specifically his defensive effort in the Mavs game?
Yeah, you know, and again, I don't want to put anything on one guy. I don't believe in that. You know, and I think, you know, the big thing is you take a hard look at the game, and you say, okay, what could we do differently? What could make it better? Okay, if you win by 20. You're probably not making any changes. You know, you're probably looking at it trying to clean a couple things up. But if it doesn't work, then you're looking at, okay, what are the possibilities? How can we inject something different? And so that's what we did. And to your point, like on the West Coast trip, we got down to 9, and then it gave us a better rhythm in the game. So that's part of it. And, you know, I liked where we were offensively and defensively tonight, even though it was a low-scoring game. I don't really care if we win scoring a lot of points or scoring a few points as long as we have more than them.
So would you like to stick with 9?
For right now, that's what we're doing, yeah.
All right, so Deuce McBride gets in there, and Derrick Rose and Cam Reddish do not play. Meantime, Jose Alvarado, boy, did he play for the Pelicans next on the MSG 150. The Knicks are next in action Wednesday. Atlanta in town. Pregame at 7, game at 7:30. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Go. Knicks beat the Cavs 92-81 tonight. Back now from the Corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra. A reminder to enjoy every bucket. And Tom Thibodeau, in his postgame comments, talking to Wally and Alan a lot about all the traveling violations that were called. A season high for a game. 13 traveling violations called in this game.
It's interesting. I was always a proponent when I played. I hated those ticky-tack traveling calls. Now, if the refs are going to make those calls, the players have to adjust. You make the calls when a guy kind of does a Texas two-step and a dance and he changes direction when he's using his pivot foot, a la James Harden and some other guys, the way they do that. Now, to be calling it when a guy's just trying to get his balance to explode, sometimes your foot slips a little bit on the floor. Like, you have to allow guys to be these high-level athletes that they are. We don't want to hold back NBA players and have them play like CYO kids. You know, I understand that we want to get to a point where traveling is called a little bit tighter, but at the same time, you have to allow these incredible athletic players to make their moves and still put on these highlight-type plays.
It's kind of ruined the flow of the game, right?
Totally.
It does. The whistles do. It's 40 turnovers in this game combined, and 13 were traveling turnovers. So it just, you know, I get what you're trying to do, but it's like holding in the NFL. You know what happens. It probably happens on every play, and you don't always have to call it. And like exactly what Wally said, there are certain plays that you just like, all right, that's not that big of a deal, that technically you might have shifted your foot. Then there are others that are the obvious blatant ones that aren't called. And the way the Euro steppers come into this game, those look way more like traveling than anything else does. So you got to find the balance. And I think that's what Tom Thibodeau was talking about, was like, just be consistent with the call. And I get it, and as you said, the players have to adjust. But it just feels lately.
Like, did it just come out of nowhere?
Yeah, all of a sudden there's this point
A guy like Kevin Love is a veteran, and he's getting called
he's looking like, what?
travels? Like, what? I'm doing this my whole career.
Yeah.
R.J. Barrett, by the way, called for traveling 3 times in the first quarter, but it was his third quarter that was key in the Knicks win. We'll hear from R.J. coming up. Knicks and the Hawks on Wednesday, pregame at 7, game at 7:30. You can stream our coverage as well on MSG Go. R.J. Barrett, 12 of his 15 in the third quarter. Knicks beat the Cavs, 92-81. Here's R.J. postgame with Rebecca Harlow.
RJ, before this game, you and I talked. You said the play was unacceptable yesterday, and you guys were going to bring a different kind of defense. How did you see that play out?
I think we played a really good game today. How many points that? 80, 81?
Felt like it was 90s basketball to me.
Exactly, you know, and when we play like that defensively, we give ourselves a chance. So it was real fun to go out there, you know, and play hard, and everybody really played together, so it was a good win.
The team was plus 15 on the boards. You had 8 rebounds. When Jarrett Allen isn't in this game, are you looking at this matchup like this is somewhere that we can take advantage?
I mean, they still had Evan Mobley in there, you know. But we were able to get in there and make plays, you know, whether it was kicking out for open threes or, you know, a couple of touch finishes in there. Or getting fouled. I think we did a good job overall tonight.
But with as good as you are inside, I know you've got to be kind of getting excited for a game like that when you know you can dominate inside.
Yeah, for sure, you know, and that's what we do. You know, we get in the paint and we make plays. So yeah, it was lots of fun.
3-point defense tonight was solid all night long. This is one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league. You guys held them to 23%. What was the key there?
Just, you know, it was a team effort tonight. I think we really played hard. Came in with an extra edge tonight. So, like I said, it was lots of fun to be a part of, and you know, hopefully we keep rolling.
All right, Donovan Mitchell, only 8 out of 22. R.J. Barrett and the Knicks get the win. We'll look ahead coming up. Okay, here's what's ahead. Hawks in town Wednesday. Then the Knicks are at the Hornets Friday. Kings come to town next Sunday. Atlanta, Allen, 13-10 right now, 4th in the East, but maybe some issues here between Trae Young and Coach Nate McMillan.
Interesting stuff going on. The report by The Athletic that Trae Young sat out Friday's win over Denver, not because of the injury, but because he was sort of answering back to Nate McMillan, who at the shoot-around said to him, you're either going to rehab your shoulder or you're going to be in the shoot-around, and he chose to do the rehab. So he said, well, if you're going to play tonight, it's coming off the bench, or don't play at all. So Trae Young didn't show up at all. So it's a little bit of controversy going on there between the head coach of the Atlanta Hawks and his star, Trae Young, and we'll see what unfolds now as this report becomes public. Because, you know, once it becomes public, people got to answer to it.
Well, you know he's going to want to be ready to go here in New York. We know that.
Yes, definitely. But that's alarming. You know, Nate McMillan's an old school coach. He's, you know, been around a long time in this league as a great player and a great coach. So it's interesting for, you know, there to be some friction between a guy like that and his star player.
They still get the win against Denver.
Yeah, without Trae Young.
Without him, yes. They're playing very well.
How do the Knicks duplicate tonight's defensive effort?
I think they slowed down the pace a little bit. I feel like they tried to control the game. They didn't let the game get into a frantic pace where they're pushing the ball up the floor, allowing the Cavaliers to get into a rhythm. I think they saw the Cavaliers struggle to score early, and then they slowed down the pace and made it a grinder, and that's, I think, how the Knicks can win games.
It's funny, a day after Tim Hardaway Jr. said this is the best shooting gym in the league, nobody could make a shot. So, way to go, Tim.
But the Knicks will take it. A big win for them. Next up, Knicks-Hawks. As we mentioned, Wednesday, pregame at 7, game at 7:30. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Go. Up next here on MSG, it's MSG Shorts. Knicks hold the Cavs to 81 points. First time they've held an opponent under 100. They win at 92-81. R.J. Barrett had an excellent third quarter when the Knicks did not give up the lead. And the Knicks snapped their 5-game home losing skid. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll talk to you on Wednesday.